I'm R.C. Davis-Undiano, the Executive Director of the World Literature Today organization, and I'm so pleased that you could join us for this portion of the 2024 Neustadt Lit Fest. We're gathered here this evening to enjoy each other's company for sure, but also to hear a very important announcement. The winner of the 2025 NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature. You'll be able to meet some of the NSK jurors. I'm hoping that you're doing that already. Buy books. Green Feather Book Company is back here, and they've got the books by the jurors, by Ananda Devi, and others, and you could buy some of those books and get them signed. This would be a perfect time. Also, Carrie Shaded, yeah, is over here, and she is a poet, and she will write a poem on the spot for you, and it's free. So we're paying her. If you would like to have a poem, I think you can even make a suggestion about the kind of poem that you would like, and she will take care of it. I want to welcome to the podium, I'm going to introduce them just briefly, Nancy Barcelow and Sam Barcelow to give the welcome from the Neustadt family. Nancy is the N in NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature. She lives in Watertown, Massachusetts with her husband, Scott. She has 2 grown children. The proof of that is there's one right here. Sam and Emmy. She was recently the director of a hospice volunteer program. Since retiring, she's continued to provide hospice education in the Boston area. Sam works for Stewart Healthcare in Boston. He is a history buff. He's a collector of rare books, and I've asked him for more intro information, but he won't give me any more than that. Please give a warm welcome to Nancy Barcelow and Sam Barcelow.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Barcelow. Thank you, RC, for that introduction. And as he said, I'm one of the newer members of the Neustadt family. Thank you. And I'm very pleased to be here with my mother, Nancy, to welcome everyone to the 2024 Neustadt Lit Fest. Since 1970, this prize program has become one of the premier literary honors anywhere, and each year we make literary history as we gather, just as we are doing tonight, to announce the winner of the Neustadt International Prize for Literature, or the NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature. Whenever a Neustadt Prize is being celebrated, the news of the winner and of what we say here will reach around the globe as breaking news in literary capitals everywhere. In particular, as we award the 2024 Neustadt Prize tomorrow evening, the whole world will be watching what we do. On behalf of the next generation of my family, we savor that recognition of great writers and the impact of this prize in the world of literature and the arts.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I have to put this down a little bit. I'm so happy to be here this evening to welcome all of you to the 2024 Neustadt Literature Festival. It's been such a pleasure individually talking to some of the jurors and spending some time with some of you here. And my family has a great deal of gratitude for all of you. Tomorrow night, we will have the ceremony where WLT awards the Neustadt International Prize for Literature. On behalf of my sisters, Kathy, who's here, and my family, I extend to you the warmest of welcomes as we celebrate the winner of the Neustadt Prize. Such a celebration. It's a pleasure to be part of recognizing the best in world literature and for giving people throughout the world the opportunity to partake in this amazing arena that world literature today provides. My sisters and I grew up attending these celebrations. I can remember the thrill of arriving in Norman with the expectation of meeting famous writers and scholars from the 4 corners of the earth. We always felt so proud to see the OU president and our dad giving the Neustadt Silver Feather a certificate and a check to writers that we had read about and knew were famous everywhere. Now, as adults with children of our own, we still feel the gratitude that we felt before when we are here to honor important writers. It is still a pleasure and a magical moment to see the good work that the Neustadt Prize program does in bringing the world's best writers to this campus to meet and inspire OU students in their own quest for greatness.
We are so glad that we can support the Neustadt Prize program, and we look forward to being part of this great tradition for many years to come. Speaking in particular as a member of the newer generation of the Neustadt family, I offer huge thanks to everyone for being here in person, on Zoom, and both of us are looking forward to meeting some of you tonight, and we hope that you all have a great time.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sam and Nancy. Okay, I'm really excited about this next part. I'm going to introduce Kathy Neustadt, and we're really getting down to business now. She's going to announce the winner of the Neustadt Prize for next year. Okay, the NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature is an international literary award founded in 2003 and given in odd-numbered years by World Literature Today. The prize is an offshoot of the Neustadt International Prize for Literature. For those of you who don't know about the Neustadt Prize, it's one of those things where it's given on this campus, and students will graduate from here, go someplace else, and hear about it, and they'll hear that it's very famous, and it's often called the American Nobel. And at one point, the New York Times said it's probably second in the world only to the Nobel. It's a very important prize. And students will be mad at me and say, why didn't you tell me while I was there that this big deal was happening? And it's difficult. We do try to inform students, but then they move through the pipeline and graduate, and then we try to tell somebody else. But this is a very big deal at OU. Nancy Barcelo, we just met, Susan Neustadt Schwartz, who will be here tomorrow night, and Kathy Neustadt, the daughters of Walter Jr. and Dolores Neustadt, and the granddaughters of Walter Sr. and Doris Westheimer Neustadt, established the prize to enhance the quality of children's lives. That simple. I will now introduce Kathy to announce the winner of the NSK Prize. Kathy lives in Denver and is a freelance field producer for ABC News and has worked on productions for World News Tonight, Good Morning America, and Nightline. I'm sure you've seen her work and didn't know that she was behind it. She's the chair of the Meisel Arts and Culture Board at the Denver Jewish Community Center and is proud to have endowed the annual Neustadt Jam Fest, which every fall in Denver features visiting artists, writers, musicians, and new films. She's also a trustee of the Rose Community Foundation in Denver. In 2015, Kathy was honored by the Meisel Center when she received its Cultural Achievement Award. I was there, and this was a very big deal. That same year, she also received the Regents Alumni Award for service at OU. She graduated from the University of Denver in Mass Communications and has two grown children, Tess and Josh Hankin. Please give a welcome, an Oklahoma warm welcome to my good friend, Kathy Neustadt.
Okay, I've been doing this announcement for many years, and this is the first time I have to wear glasses, so don't judge me, okay? I'm super excited to be here tonight to announce the winner of the 2025 NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature. Members of the jury for the NSK Prize have been on campus this week. The first time we've had the NSK jurors come to Norman, and it's been a pleasure to meet them in person and host them here. They chose a winner. That was their work today, and they worked very hard. And the new NSK laureate is a member of the Georgian Bay Métis community in Canada. She has contributed to a variety of projects, including an anthology on Indigenous science fiction and speculative storytelling. She's received numerous prestigious awards for her novels, but she's widely known for her young adult novel, The Marrow Thieves, which foregrounds the exploitation of Indigenous people. Time magazine named The Marrow Thieves one of the best YA novels of all time, and it won the Governor General Award and the Kirkus Prize. Her novel, The Empire of Wild, became a Canadian bestseller, was named Indigo's 2019 Best Book of the Year, and was adapted into an opera. Hunting by Stars was a 2022 American Indian Library Association honor book, and her new novel, Venko, debuted as #1 on the Canadian bestseller list. Very qualified, very excited. The writer I am describing is Sherry Demeline, originally a resident of the Métis community in the Georgian Bay area. She now resides in Toronto, Canada. WLT, World Literature Today, will invite her to campus next fall, 2025, will coordinate a Neustadt Lit Fest, and will introduce her work to a worldwide readership. In the months after her visit, WLT will devote a special section of the magazine to her work. Sherry Demeline is also widely respected for her mentorship of young writers. I don't think anybody here is as excited about Sherry Demeline as the juror who nominated her, Danny Ramadan, and he's going to say a few words about this special honor for our new NSK laureate.
Oh gosh, thank you so much for hosting me today. Oh gosh, this is really loud. And I just want to start by saying that I come from the land that you call Vancouver, but it's really the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people, who are the indigenous communities that that land resided on. 2017, I was a not well-known author at all. I was a nobody standing outside of an event, and Sherry Demeline, who just won all of the awards, stepped outside and stood by me, and we chatted each other up. And I told her about my writing, I told her about my place in the world, about the $500 that I got from my first advance ever. And she nodded, and she asked for my email address, and I never thought that anything would happen. And then 2 days later, the person who becomes my agent reached out to me, telling me that Sherry had suggested me to them. And that basically put me on the road that got me here. So it feels like such an honor to be able to return that favor, to bring that circle to its fullness. Sherry sends a letter to all of you and wanted me to read it out loud. So she says, I want to first thank the jurors for the hours of work that you put into this project. Having been on many juries, though less prestigious than this one, I understand the amount of passion, time, effort, and work that goes into this decision. Secondly, I want to say, holy shit, I can't believe that one. In all honesty, perhaps that's a bit disingenuous. Not that I thought that my work was above all the other finalists. In fact, I was so sure that I wouldn't win because my work was not going to prevail that I didn't even really think about winning. It's just that I had Danny as a champion, and that is what Danny does. It's an all-around champion. Okay, we're going to cross a lot of things that she says positively about me. I grew up in a small indigenous community and was raised by women who were storytellers. Because my community is forcefully removed several times, the elders understood that the only way to truly carry home with you was to put it into a story. So I grew up with stories, many of them. But when I was 5, I received the gift of a book. My grandmother told me, a book is just a home where the story lives. And from that day to this one, all I ever wanted to do was to be a builder, to build homes for stories. So again, my complete gratitude and overwhelming love. All of the entries were incredible, and I'm sure your passion was as well. It is the great honor of my life to receive this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny and Kathy. Okay, now I want to speak to you personally just for a second. This little story I told a while ago about people graduating from here, and then they're angry that they didn't know about the Neustadt prizes and everything that's connected with that. I don't want that to happen again. So I want to give you a tip. Tomorrow at 9:30 in the ballroom, there's going to be a discussion panel about Ananda Devi's work, and she will surely be there. And then you should stick around right after that. The jury that decided the NSK, they are all writers who could win these awards. They're going to be reading from their work. Okay, here's what I don't want to happen. The Nobel Prize people in Sweden, we've been in touch with them a lot, and they say, we watch what you do. You're one of the lead-up awards to us. What happens in Norman really matters, okay? Ananda Devi could win the Nobel Prize. She fits the profile in so many ways. I don't want you to be pissed at me later, okay? So I'm telling you, I would get up a little bit early tomorrow, 9:30 in the ballroom in the student union. I think it's just one floor up. You really owe it to yourself to come to this panel and learn about her work, because she's an amazing writer, and meet her. So I told you, I warned you in advance. So please hang out. I think there's a lot of food. There's free poetry. You can buy books. And we're so glad you're here. Thank you so much.